So I really quickly want to dispel this narrative that Bobby Webster is like enamored with defense first guys and probably won't look at the offensive guys because he just doesn't like offensively slanted players. Guys, he has been in charge of this franchise for a number of years, whether as the general manager or now independently running the show. And overwhelmingly, he has favored offense only, not only offensively slanted, but offense only players. And that has been one of the largest issues I've had with this roster construction. So let's go through the offense and defense, guys. The defense list is real short. He drafted Colin Murray Boyles at 9 last year. Elite defensive ceiling. I love the offensive ceiling. Some people really didn't get it. Hopefully now he becomes enamored with these defensive guys, seeing how impactful Colin Murray Boyles was and how much defense and high-level court processing win you shit in the playoffs. Hopefully that becomes the tendency. Beyond that, Jacoby Walter was a 50-50. Some evaluators really loved the defensive potential. Some were completely terrified of how bad the off-ball defense was in college and even early in his NBA career. A lot of people viewed his offensive ceiling with the three-point shooting and the transition play and the potential of self-creation as the selling point of Jacoby Walter. But this conversation about which skill set was going to pop was a reason why he slid back a little bit in the draft. He drafted Grady Dick, which was a zero defense player who had offensive ceiling. He signed Sandro Mamukelashvili, who I love, but this is a poor defender with a great offensive bag. He traded away Pascal Siakam and got assets back that he packaged together to go trade for Brandon Ingram, who is a zero-level defender. His only elite skill on the basketball court is isolation scoring, and he valued that skill set to such a degree that he gave him a 3-year, $120 million contract, which even Brandon Ingram's own agent said was so far above the market value. Nothing else on the market was going to even be close to $40 million. So Bobby Webster valued that offensive skill set with no defensive backbone to it that he gave him an above market price. He traded away OG Anunoby, one of the greatest defenders in this franchise history, because he was about to get paid. And what did we get back? Draft picks, young players? No. We got back two high volume established offensive players who struggle on the defensive end. Quickly, who is neutral-ish on the defensive side if you put him in the right situations, and RJ Barrett, who's a zero-level defender with a great offensive bag. Continually through draft, free agent signing, and trade, Bobby Webster has prioritized guys who aren't just offensively slanted, but offensive geared only, with no real defensive potential or output. This has been one of the largest issues I've had with the roster construction in general with this team, is that Bobby Webster has not continually looked to the defensive side of the ball and looked for defensive ceiling. I'm hoping that this changes. Everything that we're hearing out of his mouth says that this is changing. But up to this point, this narrative, false.